Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Person of interest killed in Tospen shooting. At least one person was reportedly killed in a shooting incident involving the police in Tospen, Spanish Town in St. Catherine on Thursday morning. Reporters understand that the deceased was a person of interest. Reports are that at least one illegal firearm was also seized in the incident, which happened approximately 4 a.m. Nephew accused of stabbing uncle to death in St. James. A man has been charged with murder after he allegedly stabbed his uncle several times in the chest following a dispute in Roadside, St. James on Tuesday. Charged is 29-year-old Ricardo Rooms, a chef of Roadside in the parish. He was charged with murder of his uncle, 55-year-old Bentley Vance, a mason of the same community. Reports from the Montego Bay police are that about 2 a.m., Rooms had an altercation with a woman when Vance intervened. A dispute developed between Rooms and Vance when Rooms pulled a knife and stabbed the now deceased in his hand. It is alleged that Vance was assisted inside his house when Rooms kicked off the door, opened it and attacked him with the same knife. Vance was stabbed several times in the left side of his chest. The police were summoned and Vance was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Rooms was taken into custody where he was charged after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. Alleged Portland robbers charged for Christmas Day theft. Two men were charged after they allegedly attacked a man and robbed him of his iPhone 12 and $40,000 in Plum Valley District, Buff Bay, Portland on Monday. Charged with robbery, aggravation, and assault occasioning actual bodily harm are 23-year-old chef Antoine Grant and 19-year-old Javon Morgan, a laborer, both of Plum Valley District, Buff Bay in the parish. Reports from the Buff Bay police are that a man was walking along the roadway when he was attacked by three men. He was struck to the ground by a stone, after which the men proceeded to rob him of his iPhone 12 and $40,000, then escaped in the area. A report was made to the police and after an investigation, they were taken into custody on Wednesday, December 27, and the charges were laid against them. They are scheduled to appear in the Buff Bay Parish Court on Wednesday, February 21, 2024. Man accused of robbing house in Clarendon. A 20-year-old man has been charged after he allegedly robbed a woman's house of several items in Williams Avenue, Denby, Clarendon in October. Charged is Dwayne Richards, otherwise called Ratman, a laborer of racetrack in the parish. He was charged with burglary, larceny, and malicious destruction of property. Reports from the Mapen police are that about 11:30 p.m., Richard entered the complainant's house and removed several items. A grill and window blades were reportedly destroyed in the process. Police probe suspected drowning of 11-year-old in Royal Corbry. An 11-year-old boy is suspected to have drowned in the Royal Corbry in Bagwalk, St. Catherine on Tuesday, December 26. He has been identified as O'Brien Gooden, otherwise called Dante, of Cheton in Bagwalk. Police report that about 4:20 p.m. on Tuesday, O'Brien and other children were swimming at the river when he got into difficulties and reportedly drowned. A report was made to the police and the boy's body was retrieved from the river about 10:45 a.m. on Wednesday. Unpleasant surprise. Owners and occupiers of 7 parcels of land in central Kingston, which has been pegged for development by the Andrew Holness administration, have described the move as ludicrous, even as fear of eviction from their homes they have occupied for years and in cases decades mounts. The residents say the proposed acquisition, which they were unaware of until alerted by this reporter, is tantamount to betrayal, and they have received no assistance from the government to rebuild when all but 2 of the homes were devastated by fire that swept the area during COVID-19 pandemic. The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, in an urgent notice published in the Sunday edition of the Jamaica Observer, said the Minister of Housing is interested in acquiring properties. It said, anyone knowing the whereabouts of the owners or agents can contact the Land Administration section within the ministry on or before January 19, 2024. Wednesday, when reporters visited the area, 2 of the 3 properties at James Street, which have been completely burnt, were unoccupied, but from debris from the fire. However, the affected homes on Simit Lane were in different stages of reconstruction. All black me buy and say, me go lick down this and expand. The amount of black in a me yard. Them something ya as seen you know, brother. People can't work their money and see me buy me black and me cement them already, one female resident explained. Me and my family live here for years and we pay everything for it. My family is going to buy the property. So when they do that, what them leave if you do? I seen them something here, You know, I seen, she said passionately. An elderly man and woman at another area of Smith Lane address, which had been reduced from 8-bedroom to 1 because of the fire, told reporters they have occupied the premises for 24 years. The owner for the place died years ago and leave it to her daughter. The daughter died and leave it to him, the woman said, pointing to the man. So we are the owners now, but our name didn't sign up on the property. In the house, it burned down years before last, 2021, and all the papers burned up, Tekla, everything, the woman said, who gave her name as Catherine. The elderly woman argued that they have received no assistance to rebuild, and then now this decrepit one-bedroom structure, which they had tried to repair on their own, is the only home they know. We don't have anywhere to go, she said, with a tone of resignation. A property owner from one of the parcels of interest, who resides overseas while speaking with reporters, was also taken aback by the government's quest. We have a title, and we pay taxes, and the minister has my information and my contact. We will contact them because this is ludicrous, said the landowner, who indicated he had recently listed the property now occupied by tenants for sale. For the occupant of one resident at Dream Street, which survived the inferno, plans to legally own the property are being upended for a third time. This one was under adverse possession by me before it burned down. It was in that process already, but it did go on hold when the government changed. I live here from me a boy till me a man, me a 50 come next year, he told reporters. I was going to rebuild it. Them house here have a lick down and start afresh. It was owned by an old man who used to live around here, but the man died. Him never get the title for it, he stated. Meanwhile, senior land officer with responsibility for acquisitions in the ministry, Nicholas Pennant, responded to reporters with queries ahead of its interviews with the residents, said the acquisitions were for development purposes. These sections were directed to us by the Prime Minister. These places were burnt down years ago. What is there now is the relic remnants. The minister called in a project area. The addresses are all closed, so they form a boundary, which we call a project area, which we will be working in. After acquiring, we would go forward based on whatever directive the Prime Minister gives after we own them, he stated. We have done some background work, we have titles and so forth. Some of them are deceased, some of them might have migrated, hopefully. Some of them can reach out to us by that time, whether the owners, the agents, or anybody representing an estate, Pennant added. The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation was established in February 2016. It has responsibility for the formulation and implementation of policies relating to its portfolio area, which include water and waterways, land environment, climate change, housing, urban renewal, economic policy, and investment and works.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share,